Welcome back, my viewers and my subscribers. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please remember to do so. Remember to like the video. Remember that you're not liking the content. It's just a way YouTube use to continuously suggest the video in its algorithm. Now I'm going to jump into the intro and then I'm going to come back with what I feel no Zane. The Jamaica Constable Force are probing a double murder and a shooting in McGregor Gully in East Kingston that happened last night. 3 people were shot in that incident and 2 were fatal. Residents said gunmen rained terror on a house sometime after 10 p.m., hitting the occupants multiple times before leaving a trail of blood all over. Information reaching us is that a man and an 8-year-old boy was killed in that onslaught. The man has identified only by his alias Joel, while the child has been identified as BJ Dawes. A third person, a male, is hospitalized in serious condition. Isaac Buchanan has resigned as chairman of the People's National Party Human Rights Commission in wake of his menace to society comments he made about Director of Public Prosecution, Paula Llewellyn.
While you're doing that, I wanted to take this opportunity to use a famous quote from Vybz Kartel. I don't know how his name end up in letter.
We are not that.
No,
we are not.
Let me start with the quote. I want to give the quote. The song is called Menace to Society. It is a poetic rendition that has Shakespearean marvel. And in the second verse, he says, speaking of your Paula, go. That is a verse from Vybz Kartel. And I'm sure he's saying that right now. You can get that from on iTunes. Menace to Society. Would you like me to repeat it? Stanza 2.
Yeah, I don't know Vybz Kartel song.
Menace to Society, verse 2. Vybz Kartel says, speaking of yo Paula, go. That's what he said in that song. It's a very poetic song. You might want to look at it. So I start the conversation there. Yes.
She must do what's right.
Vybz Kartel said she should go.
In a media release on Monday, the PMP said that he indicated his intention to step down to the party president Mark Golding following remarks he made on a YouTube program. Earlier this morning, Gender Affairs Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange called for Golding to immediately fire Buchanan. She also called for the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council to immediately probe Buchanan for breach of the canons of the profession. Meanwhile, Government Senator Shireen Golding Campbell is warning that the recent attacks on Director of Public Prosecutor Paula Llewellyn may weaken the office. The senator made the comment while reacting to the recent criticism of Paula Llewellyn amid concern that the government is set to offer a second extension of her tenure.
I think it is most unfortunate because it certainly served to break down, to weaken her office. And we can't afford that. Look here, make no mistake about it, all those persons who are speaking out there and making these sort of claims about her carriage of the office. Let them, I say this, and I say this to my Jamaican people, let us be very careful. Organized criminals are watching and looking on, and we have a situation in this country. We cannot afford to tear down the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. And certainly some of what I have seen written to all sorts of high offices are matters that should not have been done in that way and put in the public domain like that. It does not inure to the benefit of this country or to any of its people, including me.
The police high command is expressing sadness at the death of police constable Tajay Ibanks in a motor vehicle crash along the Mango Hall Main Road in Westmoreland on Sunday. The 22-year-old was assigned to the Westmoreland Traffic Department. The Cooperative Communication Unit of the Jamaica Constabulary Force said Ibanks was killed after 8:35 p.m. as he rode a motorcycle towards Little London in the parish. It says Ibanks collided with a cow that walked into his path. He was flung from the motorcycle and sustained multiple injuries. He was assisted to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The 42-year-old construction worker charged with rape and murder of 9-year-old Nikita Noel in Hanover returned to the Hanover Circuit Court this morning for sentencing. Omar Green pleaded guilty to the offense on July 11. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecution withdrew the death penalty that was served on March 28. Green was in an intimate relationship with Nikita's mother. Nikita, a former Esha Primary School student, was killed on February 1st of this year. A postmortem reveals that strangulation was the cause of death. DNA test strongly linked Green of raping Nikita also. Over 15 people, including children, were left homeless as a result of a fire believed to be the work of arsonists in the Portmore Villa community of Gregory Park, St. Catherine on Sunday. The Portmore Criminal Investigation Branch says about 5:30 a.m. the victims were awoken by several men, some of whom were armed with rifles and handguns. The gunmen reportedly kicked open the doors and took away the occupants' cell phones. They then poured gasoline on the house before setting it ablaze. They did not harm anyone. Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, acting divisional commander for the St. Catherine South Police Division, said the police will be increasing their presence in the area and urged the corporations of the resident